Hi guys and welcome back to Dandelion. Well, let's continue where we left off. Alrighty. Let's see. We already maxed out. We don't really have to do much actually because we already maxed out our well, I worded it wrongly. We already our requirements are already high enough, so like we don't really have to do that anymore. So I'm honestly just waiting. Oh man, maybe I shouldn't work that hard next time because it was with Jisoo as well. Like at one point it was like so far. It was like I was just wasting my time at one point. Let's see. Let's do the laundry. Let's just go to work. Let's get some money. Becoming an artist. Huh. Oh, cutscene. Hey, lady! You have to tell us the truth today! Uh-oh. V. Alright. I think something went wrong there. Shouldn't they still be in school right now? I thought a high school student usually study at school until late at night. At least that was the case when I was in school. Is it different here in Busan? Spring break couldn't have started at a better time! Spring break couldn't have started at a better time. But it still doesn't give them an excuse to block the entrance to my apartment. We're going to have to hear a clear explanation. They're probably going to ask what's going on between Jihae and me. What should I say? It would be a lie to say that we're just friends. Ugh, get me out of here. Lady, what's going on between that boy and Jihae? What? Oh my god! Oh my god! Yes! This is even better! This is even better! That boy and Jihae? You know, the white-haired boy who came with you, it looks like a doll. White-haired boy who looks like a doll? Jieun? Are they asking me about what's going on between Jihae and Jieun? So not Jihae and I, but Jihae and Jieun. I told you! They're shipping it! They're shipping it! They already wrote all the yaois. I'm telling you right now. I am telling you right now. What's going on between them? What's going on? According to Jieun, Jihae is a knight and Jieun is his master. They're going out, right? Just I told you. They shipped the yaois. They shipped the yaois. I am so going out? Huh? They've got such a wild imagination. Are they childhood friends? Or half brothers? Half brothers? High school students these days have a really creative... Oh my gosh, do they want to like... incest yaois? Oh my god. Oh my gosh. This is... going places. What is it? Tell us.
Well, the two are...
All the girls focused their attention on me.
Uh,
How am I supposed to say this?
they're like a knight and his young master.
I just told them what Jieun had told me. The girl suddenly began screaming. Is this something to scream about?
The Jihae is the knight in shining armor? Then the cute boy is the young master?
Well... Oh, oops. Oopsie.
Oh my god! This is so cool!
That's what my reaction would have been like that in the past. But these days, not so much. Jieun was trying to stand on his own 2 feet, and Jihae was watching Jieun with sad eyes, like he'd done something terribly wrong, like something was grabbing a hold of him. What is it? What's bothering you so? Responsibility? For Jieun?
Oh my god! Jihae!
I turned around at the sound of the girl's screams and saw Jihae walking toward this way. Tall and handsome. I could see why the girls were so crazy about him. But please don't let Jihae call me my lady. What if those girls turn into hyenas again? I need to go inside. Quick. Key. Where's the key? My lady. Why are you outside in such cold weather? Oh my gosh, he said it. No! He did! The screaming girls immediately became silent. And... if looks could kill, I would have been dead already.
I was about to go in.
How can I feel cold with all that fire coming from the girl's eyes? I see. Jihae opened the gate and stepped inside.
Wait!
As we were about to go in, one of the girls stopped Jihae.
We wish you all the best with that white-haired boy!
That made my head go blank. What? Jihae looked at the girl who just spoke. Are you talking about your master?
Ah! Did you hear that? Young master!
They seem to love this.
It'll all work out between you two.
Does Jihae know what those girls are talking about? They're talking about the yaois. Oh my gosh. This scene. This is so I'm laughing so hard. Oh my god. Even I'm having a difficult time in understanding them.
Let's go in, Jihae.
I nudged confused, looking Jihae inside and shut the door. What were those girls saying?
Well, I don't exactly know either.
I don't know what's making them that excited. I don't know what's making him that excited.
I saw him when he went to see you at work last time.
I see. Jihae nodded.
Huh? No one seems to be home.
This has almost never happened before. Even Jieun was out. But then again, Jieun seemed to be going out often by himself these days. He usually went to fruit shops and clothing stores. He was so cute that the owners kept giving him free fruit.
So it's really only the two of us.
Excuse me. It's the first time that we're alone together at home. I should check the refrigerator to see what I should make for dinner. I walked to the kitchen and Jihae followed me.
So both of us head to the kitchen first as soon as we come home.
Yes. As we're together in the kitchen, I remember the time when we cooked together. It was a disaster. The awkwardness I felt back then is almost gone now. I can't believe how time flew after that. And our relationship underwent a big change. We're getting to know each other better, and it's not as awkward as before.
You know...
Excuse me again. I felt that if I don't speak now, I'll never find the chance to talk to him. There are girls following us whenever we are out on a date, and someone else is always home.
Are you and Jieun alright?
It may not be something that I should meddle in, but I could tell that there was a change occurring in their relationship. It's not something you should be worried about, my lady. Jihae's expression darkened a bit.
Actually, I heard some things from Jieun.
Excuse me again. I wanted to ask everything I could to Jihae, because I wanted to get to know him better. Why he looked so sad whenever he saw Jieun. Why Jieun tried so hard to get away from Jihae.
I heard you are Jieun's knight.
Dots.
Jihae,
I couldn't read Jihae's face.
I don't really know about you and Jieun, but I want to know because it involved you.
My lady. It always bothered me. Him talking about things that happened in places I've never been to. I wanted to know.
Before, when you were fighting with Jisoo, I couldn't understand anything. I know that you and Jieun are close, but I don't know anything else.
Jieun told me that Jihae was to tell himself the reason why he came to this world. Jihae is the one who needs to answer my questions. I don't want to know anything anymore. I don't want to not know anything anymore.
I always don't know anything, so tell me.
My lady. Jihae looks at me seriously. Do you really want to know? Oh gosh, painful story time. My heart. Okay, prepare your kokoros. Because it's about to be Barokoro, I think. I nodded without hesitation.
Yes.
Jihae was silent for a moment. What could he be thinking? Jihae's fingers touched my hair. Do I have the right to love someone else? What? What do you mean by that? I am a sinner. I may not even have the right to love someone anymore.
A sinner?
And he may not have the right to love someone? I might burden you with my stories. Dots. I'd expected as much, but it would be extremely serious. But if it's about Jihae, I want to hear it. Even if it makes my heart feel heavy, I still want to know Jihae better. Not having a right to love someone, what could possibly make him think that? Dots. Jihae closed his eyes. What could he be thinking about? His past? I was actually born between an untouchable and a nobility. Jihae began a story. Oh boy. That dirty woman has the Count's child! Did you see the boy? I heard that he looks just like his mother except his hair. His hair is silver, the ominous color. If only it weren't for the Count, it'd get that beautiful. Ha ha! I heard he's going to become a servant of an aristocrat in a neighboring country when he turns 15. It's actually generous, considering whom his mother is. I hear that aristocrat whom he'll be sent to is very ill-tempered. He'll probably want the boy for his looks anyway. Edison, I'm sorry for not being able to protect you, but no matter what anyone says, you belong to a noble family. You should never forget that. The only way you can survive is to not listen to anyone or see anything. Just train yourself to become the best. Remember that. The moment you ruin my reputation, son, you will no longer be my child. When I was young, I hated the way I looked. Looking at the mirror was my biggest fear. Everyone had said silver hair is ominous. No. No way. Is that why Jihae never considered himself as beautiful? Because his hair was considered the beautiful silver hair of his. He's been growing up, rejected by people around him because of his birth and looks. I can't believe it. And when I turned 7, he was born.
He?
The prince. Prince? Well, the maid has certainly shut up the letter. She's pregnant with the king's child. I heard he has white fur and red eyes, a sign of the most noble one. Then perhaps he might realize those powers. But I heard that the maid has the boy from Count Reese as her servant. The boy, you mean? The one whose mother isn't untouchable? Yes, well, it's only natural that the maid would choose him. Birds of a feather flock together after all. I saw the boy once. His hair was disgusting silver. Just makes me horrified to think that the boy's walking around in the palace. Oh my gosh. I looked after him the day he was born. Then, Jieun is a prince? So, Jieun's father is the king, and his mother is a maid. And Jieun's mother took Jihae into the palace?
So he's been with Jieun since then?
At first, I served the lady instead of the prince. I could only listen, but the lady told me many things.
Jieun's mother?
Jihae nodded. The prince took to following me around ever since he was very little, though those around him did not approve of my being near him.
Because of the difference in class?
Jihae nodded again. But I could not stay away from the prince. I'd seen enough of the dirty world that I wanted to protect the prince and his innocence. That reminded me of what Jieun had said, that Jihae only knew about sacrificing himself. I could tell that Jieun cared for Jihae very much. And the prince saved me. Had he not been born, I would probably... Jihae smiled wryly. The smile pained my heart. I couldn't imagine what kind of life he has lived until now. And when I became 18, the prince appointed me as his knight. The prince gave me a new life. And everything changed. No one looked down on me anymore. And Jihae sighed. I was also given the opportunity to love a woman. With that, Jihae shut his mouth. What? The opportunity to love a woman? Then, Jihae...
Jihae?
Jihae was trembling. Why are you trembling? The women whom I loved. Oh, that was actually Jihae, but they messed up. Took her life away. Because of me. Oh my god, that's so sad though. What? What? Father, I really love him. No, marrying a man with the ominous hair color. I would never allow it. Father, please. I can't be with anyone else than him. Please just meet him at least once. He's a good man. I already have someone in mind for you. You're going to marry that man. Are you talking about the oldest son of the Carrot family? No, I'd rather die than to marry him. Just do as I say. Marry the man from the Aries family and your children will also have hair of that color. Father! You are forbidden to go out of the house until you are engaged to the son of the Carrot family. Don't you dare meet that dirty man ever again. You leave me... sorry. You leave me with no choice if I cannot be with him. Sir Knight, I would rather die than to marry a man whom I don't love. Please, don't hate me for this. Why did she have to lose her life? Because of me. Jihae lowered his head. I see. Jihae is someone whom he loved in the past. It made me feel both hurt and sad at the same time. A woman he had loved died. If it had not been for me, she could have been smiling next to another man. She might have been happy. Oh my gosh, don't blame it on yourself. Honey, no! No! Jihae. Everything is my fault. No! It's not. It's not your fault, Jihae. I had no idea how guilty Jihae felt. I did not know how to comfort him. Because of me. Because I loved her. She. But everything isn't Jihae's fault. Jihae was looking himself up in guilt. He was blaming himself for everything. Jihae, it's okay. I grabbed his trembling hands. Everything is okay now. It's okay. It's all in the past. The sad memories should just stay as a part of the past. Not everything is your fault. Jihae is overwhelmed with guilt, as if he's the one who had killed her. What you can do for her is not to feel tormented like this. Instead, if she truly loved you, what she would have wanted is not for you to suffer, but for you to try your best to live happily. He'd been hurting and suffering enough. Jihae needs to be happy now. So, from now on, I'll be next to you. I'll try to make you laugh, so don't be sad anymore. My lady, you really... Jihae gazed at me warmly. I want to help Jihae in every way I can. I don't know if he understands what I'm feeling, but I truly wish that Jihae would become happy. Oh my god! That's so sad! Holy shit! Darling, no! Darling, no! And he blames himself? No! No, Jihae, don't do that! Don't do that. Oh, I want to quick look. He shouldn't blame himself. It's really no use. Really? Really, Jihae? Show love, yes. You always throw me into confusion, my lady. My lady, do you mind if I sit closer to you? The time we spent together is truly delightful. My lady, I wish that our time together can last for all eternity, but I am much too guilty for such a blessing. Aww. He's so precious. Oh, he's like, oh. Like, can I just say that I can kind of relate to him in a way? I always tend to blame myself for everything too. Everything that happens. Yeah, so it's like... Yeah, I have that same issue that Jihae has as well. And people tell me, no, Lottie, it's not your fault. And then I'm like, but it is. And people are like, no. And then I'm like, yeah, but yeah. And it's like... And that's why I always tell others, don't ever blame yourself. Because it's most likely not your fault. And it isn't, it's not his fault, it's... Jihae. Precious darling, What even can I say? The only thing that can make my lady happy is... I'll get it for you, my lady. What is it you need? Please, do not come near the refrigerator. I'd like to get you everything you'll ever need myself. Aww. Aww. He's so... Aww. Oh man, I just, like, I think like, his story touches me super hard because it hits so close to home. It just does. And when I have to see other people go through the same shit that I go through, and then I'm like, no, then I just want to reassure them, and that it's all okay, and so yeah, that's why I'm so touched by his story. Oh, man, really. Yes, I'll get to it. I noticed that you're always wearing a skirt, my lady. I can't stand having other men sometimes look at you with lustful eyes. Alright then. The time left for me to see you like this is... Oh man, he really, like, sometimes I think, like... In a way, Jisoo and him are like opposites, but... He's kind of a bit jealous too. It's just that he's a lot more considerate because he's like, no, I must not be jealous. Like, I think he feels bad about his jealousy. Unlike Jisoo, it's just like, huh, you know? Jihae? It's... My lady, no matter what happens, you must be happy. Oh, Stampy! Yes. Alrighty, nothing else, so let's just get the stamping away. Please hold my hand tight. I don't want to lose you. I want to be with you like this. I'm just thinking to myself that just spending a weekend with you is a privilege. Aww. Aww. Let's go to the part. Yes, I will go with you. Summer is coming. When summer comes, I don't want to let go of your hand. Me too. I will one day wake up from this fantasy, but, my lady, you must be strong. Well, I don't really need to draw anymore, so I'll just look around. Another Stampy! Oh. Let's get that Dandelion too. There's nothing else, so let's just go. Yeah. Do you feel refreshed? The weather changes rather quickly these days. I'm a bit afraid that summer will come soon. Excuse me? Let's quick save. Oh! What are you doing out on the balcony, my lady? If there is work to be done, I'll do it. Please go in and take a rest. It's spring, but the weather is quite chilly. I would not forgive myself if you were to catch a cold. Aww. Aww. Oh man. No, but real talk, Jihae is such... He is such a... I just... Oh man, like I said, I kind of relate to him, so... Yeah. Are you going to cook? I'll help. When I'm cooking next to you, my lady, I cannot concentrate. I blame you for making me lose my concentration. Okay. Huh. Well then. Kinda sad that he's not home. I want to raise some points with him, but didn't really get the chance for that. Sadly. When did I even start recording? I can go for a little bit longer. Jihae, where are you? I want to raise some points with you. Where are you? Always working. Always working. I guess that's what he does when he's not home. Let's go to the cafe. Yes, I'll get ready, my lady. Please come closer. There are too many people out today. It's fine, but we should hurry before someone recognizes me. Alright, because he's a model, huh? My lady, your lips are red. Oh gosh. I've also had this with Jisoo. Must be the strawberry juice. Let me look at the mirror. I'm guessing this because with Jisoo you get points with this, I believe. So it's... Let me look in the mirror. You're beautiful, even without looking at the mirror. Your red lips look beautiful. May I touch them? See? I told you. That's a grab. Stampies! Yes! Alright, there's nothing else, so I'm just going. Wait, no. I don't know what I can do with these love letters, but... Who knows? Did you have an enjoyable time today? I certainly did. The time left for us to be together is nothing. Please go. Yeah, he's... really, like, a lot of stuff is like, when Jisoo picks the one, then Jihae picks the other, so that's how you should go about things. Like, Jisoo prefers chicken, Jihae prefers pizza. With Jisoo, you gotta do the strawberry juice, and with him it's a mirror, yeah. Like, small things like that, like, I noticed that. It's quite It's quite something. I see. You already bought the tickets. Do you like popcorns? Please tell me if you want anything. My lady, please look into my eyes. I have no idea. Jihae? May I kiss you? Yes, of course. You're so beautiful, of course you can kiss me. Nothing? That's disappointing. Ugh. Did you have fun today? Please hold my hand for the walk home. You were a bit embarrassed, but from what I see, I dare say that you did not entirely hate it. You're keeping your silence. Please, ladies first. Aww. 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 Alright. We are going to raise those hearts with Jihae. Or not. Are you going to cook? I'll help. When I'm cooking next to you, my lady, I cannot concentrate. I blame you for making me lose my concentration. Oh, cutscene. Oh, we're on that part, alright. Dots. It's you. It's been a long time, so nice. Dots. You're still as boring as always. Didn't you enjoy the game? From what I saw, you were having a blast. I have a favor to ask of you. Favor? I want to hear what you think about the game first. Dots. Our heroine is certainly attractive, isn't she? She's changed you in more ways than one. It seems she's dreaming of a happily ever after with you. Almost makes my eyes water up. Thoughts. If it's too hard on you, no need to tell me. I'm watching the whole thing anyways. Even the things you can't see. Oh, how scary. Let's hear what it is you want of me. I'll give up on what I wished for. Haha. Instead, I want to stay in this world. Haha. Really? You like her that much? What about that woman you loved so much? You aren't going to save her? It's more important for you to be with your lady? I am under no obligation to tell you that much. Oh, I pity your girl who's in heaven. Or hell. I was thinking about actually rescuing her too. Dots. Will everything be a happy ending for you if you stay with your lady? You're into her. Deeper than I imagined. How touching. Should I grant you your wish or not? Dots. By the looks of it, the winner of the game will be you. You're this close to returning to your first love. And you don't want it anymore. You're complicating things. I'll pay whatever price necessary. Price? You mean your memory? Let me think about it. I'm afraid I can't grant you your wish. Well, you've got a little over a month till the game's over, so keep at it. Think of it this way, at least you can spend the time left with your precious lady. What else would you want? What else, you say? Memory that's more precious to me than yours. But it's not yours to give, so too bad. Well, that's all I came here to say. I'd better get going. I have to finish my rounds. I am, after all, the host of this game. Hope you enjoy what little time you have left with her. I wonder how she'd react when you suddenly disappear. What are you going to do to her? Let's see, what to do with her. Well, I'll decide after your heartbroken lady comes to me. I'm just about bored to death waiting for you, heroine. Won't you come crawling to me for help already? Ugh! Ugh! Stupid wizard. You know who I haven't seen in a long time? Heejung. I'm not complaining, I don't care for the dude, but I don't know. I saw him a lot in Jisu's route, but nothing! No, Heejung. That's rather typical if you ask me. Anyway, I have been going for a while, and I think it's a good spot for me to, to wrap it up here. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I sure did. Yeah, so next time we're gonna read some more hearts with, Jihae, and, yeah. See you next time. Bye-bye.